Sarah and Vinnie.
Sarah and Vinnie.
Yeah.
Alice at 97.3.
Joan Rivers is here in the studio with us. Hi, Joan.
Do I have a sip? Do
What?
you take calls?
We can take calls, sure.
Whatever you want.
All right. 800-400-3697.
Are we on?
We are on.
Good for us.
Yes, there's headphones there if you'd like them. The other
Okay.
studio, you won't be able to hear anyone in the other
Is
studio.
that good or bad?
She won't be able to hear the phone calls either.
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
and you also
she
won't be able to
needs
hear the phone calls. If you
Another
don't.
guy's back there.
There we go. Now put them
You
on.
put them on
Okay.
right over your hair.
And
That's
the first thing we do, I have to say, last night, if anyone in this area, this is my big announcement, knows any man that flew first class on American Airlines that arrived from New York to San Francisco, 10 o'clock-ish, Wednesday night, he is a pig.
Oh.
He is disgusting. He is not a gentleman. He is a piece of crap, except for Will Hawthorne. So you should all know that. If you have anybody that was on that plane, I came on with my assistant. I am 76 years old. I am 5 feet 1 inch tall.
Right.
I had a big case. These big, rich men watched me struggle, and no one helps. And I find this outrageous. And finally, probably the shortest guy in there, Will Hawthorne, God bless him, he got up and I said to him, "Are you English?" Because whenever I go BA, the men get up and help.
Right.
And he helped me.
And he was English.
And he was, no, I don't know. He said, "Oh, no." He was very embarrassed because every other man sat there and watched him. And I said, "These men are a bunch of pigs. Listen tomorrow." So I just like to pass this around.
So every stop that you make today, you'll make sure and thank this guy and,
Yes.
and hate on the others.
Yeah.
British Airways.
No. That's
No,
when
this is American
I
Airways.
know, but she said, whenever I go BA, I'm
Right.
like,
Yes.
bare ass? What are you talking about, Joan?
British Airways, and they're wonderful.
Okay, well, just trying to keep up.
What has
Englishmen are
happened?
gentlemen.
What's happened to the politeness? It's, Vinnie will hold the door for you every time. He's
They don't hold
chivalrous.
the door. Men have just lost their manners, and you figure maybe, okay, in the back, you know what I mean, there's more working class people. These are theoretically, in quotes, wealthy, cultured people. They're in first class, bunch of pigs. Are
Not
you ready
one
to
person.
bleep? Are you ready to bleep?
no, don't bleep.
Okay. I give them a couple adjectives.
I like the way she turns to me, though.
I
know
like that, Joan. Thank
that
you.
was nice.
Well, I come out of radio. I know you got your finger on the button.
At all times.
Yeah, at all
and these
times.
days, it's just ridiculous. I mean, even 10 years ago, it was just, in the we were talking about this earlier, the pre-Janet Jackson days. You could get away with so much more, but now it's just ridiculous. It is so nice to meet you. You look
A pleasure.
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, sure.
You do. Your hair looks fantastic.
Yeah.
You got a fuchsia
At this
sweater
age,
on.
they have to say nice things about
That
around
is,
you.
you know what? That's not
Your
true, Joan.
nice sweater, your hair, When somebody's really ugly, they say good skin. Because what's on that skin scares you.
People tell me I have good skin.
Actually,
Truly, that is
that really bums me out. No?
Yes, it does. Next time they say to you, good skin, you say, that's all.
What else?
That's what you say.
I don't know if you're doing something to your hands, but your hands look fantastic.
They're my mother's.
Oh,
It's
Beyond
all
belief.
DNA. It's all DNA.
Is that right?
DNA.
let me see your hands.
Look at them.
Oh,
They look
everything is old
fantastic.
lady. Don't look.
Oh, stop it.
Don't look. Don't look.
Well, anyway, so
When your
let's...
dog throws up.
I don't know where to start because you have an amazing history, and I was telling the girls earlier that I'm very familiar with you having broken through what is very famously a boys' club in comedy.
Nonsense.
No?
Really?
No,
Why?
please. If you're funny, if Hitler had had a good routine, we would have forgiven him. We would have said, he went to Betty Ford and he's back. And he's different and he understands.
Wow.
Yeah, comedy is comedy. They're all talking about the boy club. It is such nonsense.
Really?
Funny ladies are funny ladies. You're funny, you're Sarah Silverman. You're funny, you're Phyllis Diller. You're funny.
You don't feel
I
like
think
you
you're
paved the way?
downplaying.
No.
I think you're downplaying it. I really do. You were the famously the stop it. Stop it with that look.
What a
she's,
face.
She's putting the dude.
No.
I know you hate to
Don't-
be patronized. I saw your movie.
Can't stand that when they start to call you up to give you awards. I go to all the award ceremonies in New York. They're all congratulating each other. This week
Right.
we're going to do it for you, and next week come over and we'll do it.
Right.
You'll do it for me.
I'll kiss your ass, you kiss mine.
Exactly. We
Got
all
it.
stand up and say you're wonderful, and you go, "This is so boring,
Well,
so boring."
Another wonderful exchange.
Yeah, but you've been to those dinners already, where they just everyone say how great you are. I go and I just say, this is so stupid. Everyone hates this person.
okay, so
Why are
let's
we
not
here?
start with you having paved the way for a lot of female
Paving.
comics.
I'll take paving. ING. I'm not out of the game.
Right.
I'm at my
Oh,
best.
gotcha. Okay.
You understand?
I do.
They come to me and they'll kiss my hand. They'll say, "You open the door for me." And you want to say, "Bitch, I can take you with 2 hands behind my back and blind."
Okay.
Which
all
you
right.
proved on Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah.
That was
the fun of it.
was crazy.
Yeah, that was great.
There was some awesome drama, and then I know they go for that in the whole reality shows. But was it Annie Douche? What's her name?
Annie Douche.
It was great that it came down to the two of you in the end.
And that was truly nothing was. You're so tired. It's like going into a prison camp. I'm reading this wonderful book called Tears in the Darkness about the Bataan Death March in World War II.
Uh-huh.
I like fun stuff at night to put me to sleep.
That sounds light, right?
I'll read a chapter here, torture, then I'll go to sleep. So anyhow, you're so tired, you're so brainwashed, and it was the last weeks, you don't care anymore.
Oh,
and
you mean
it really was all true. I mean, Celebrity Apprentice, nothing was made up.
and they work you as hard as it seems.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like, okay, well, these are celebrities, though. They must have, like, okay, they get a few days off and then they come back.
No, you get 1 day off, you get Sunday off.
Ugh.
And everyone ran for nails and pedicure. Manicures, pedicures, do what you can, hairdo, and then back the next
Were you midway through the thing going, this was a huge mistake? Why did I put myself
in
into
the
this?
beginning? It was a huge mistake. In the beginning, which we talk about in the film, I said to Melissa, I'm the oldest person there. Nobody's talking to me. Melissa says to me, "You're not talking to anybody," which is very interesting.
Joan, it's hard because I actually considered coming out and saying, how do you, I just, you definitely, your reputation precedes you and people are nervous around you.
Which is so stupid because I'm so nervous around people.
Is that true?
Oh my God. I am the nemesis of hostesses. They would say, "Oh, put Joan at that table. She'll make everybody laugh." I don't know you. I don't talk.
Really?
Is that right?
And Martha Stewart, who is my good friend, a lot of laughs. I just did her show, and you just shut up because you have to say, "Martha, that's a joke." She's very brilliant, but she's not what you call.
She's very
laugh a minute.
very straight.
We're doing initials. We're ironing on initials. I haven't done that since rehab.
You were ironing on initials with Martha Stewart on her
on
show?
the air.
Oh my
Because
God.
my show, How'd You Get So Rich, is now back on TV Land, so I was
Right.
pushing that Wednesday nights. So I was pushing that, so I'm on her show, and we're doing a transfer initials. You don't do that unless truly you're like you're
you
almost
writing?
over your nervous breakdown time. I mean, that's
I get right. It's busy work. Something
It's
to
busy
just
work.
keep my mind off
Right.
wanting to drink right now.
And I said I want to do towels for Bette Midler.
Oh, what did you put on the towels?
Well, we all will figure this out. I want to do bathroom towels for Bette Midler. And we did them, and Martha still didn't get the joke.
BM.
Yeah, and I showed them to the audience.
Oh, now I get it.
And
Thank you
Martha
for
goes-
explaining it. I am Martha over here.
Or Irene Peabody. That's my humor.
Oh man.
So this movie. Let's talk about it.
It's at the film festival now, and
Right.
it's coming to theaters.
Yep.
June 11th.
June 11th is what
June
I have,
11th.
yes. So tonight at the Casper, though, and you're doing like a
Yeah.
whole Q&A
Q&A
afterward.
afterwards. They never ask you real good questions, though.
Well,
Really? Why?
Oh, I want to
What do you want to be asked?
Is Angelina Jolie, did she really, brother?
Oh, God,
We dumped it.
Okay. That's what you wanted to
Joan,
ask
you were supposed to
Well,
turn to me first.
I know, I didn't realize you were going to say it.
lady.
F word.
I
Okay.
was going to say it. You want to ask, that's the kind of questions you want.
But that it doesn't have to do with you. So you just want to be asked random things
Yeah.
about pop culture.
I know the culture. Ask
Okay.
me. And instead they say, what did you learn? They're all very serious.
Yeah.
Because they're filmies.
Right.
What did you learn from this documentary? And I always say that I'm right-handed. I knew everything. I'm it.
Yeah. I didn't learn
I
anything.
didn't learn anything. You're going to learn. I knew it.
Yeah. The arc of this thing is
great.
fantastic. Because I think are you 74 when you start making it?
74 when I started making it.
And you're, I mean, and I won't tell the whole story, but she opens up her calendar
I
and
die at the end.
Eh.
So
Stop it.
dramatic.
It is
It's
super
so
tragic,
dramatic.
right?
Wait, before you get to the calendar, so as the movie opens and I'm watching you
yeah,
walk
right.
towards the stage, I'm thinking, and forgive me, but I was thinking of my mom having to walk to work, like through, I mean, you're walking through a backstage area. There's nothing neat about it.
It's peeling, but you know backstage area.
right, but it's worse.
terrible.
It's an alleyway,
Trash.
is
Yep.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
And you're in this, gold lame, you're all shiny. And I'm thinking, why doesn't she turn around and go home? Why do you bother?
I'd rather be on stage than anywhere else in the world.
And that's the point. She gets out on stage, and I don't want to give it all away, but that's one of the points you
that's
make,
where
which is,
you're alive.
That's where you're alive.
Right?
this is what it comes to, you say, and you're like, out in front of a bunch of drunk people in Queens.
Yeah. That's where I work every weekend. It's a little tiny club in New York. Every weekday, every week during the day, I pick one day and I go into this little club and just say anything. And that's when the new stuff comes from.
Well, and you were filthy, and that sucked me right in. I was like, oh my God.
Comedy's filthy.
Of course it is.
Listen to Sarah Silverman. Listen to Kathy. Listen to Robin Williams. Listen to all of them. Comedy's rough. Comedy always reflects the times that we are living in. It's so obvious. And we are living in very dangerous times. And comedy's dangerous now.
So I really liked it, but then on to the point Sarah was about to make, which is, so the book's empty.
Yeah,
And
well,
you're-
it's a lot less full than books from previous years. But your apartment is
My
fabulous.
apartment's fabulous.
Good God!
Yeah.
Oh,
But your
man.
kitchen sucks. Your little tiny kitchen.
That's because it's New York.
Oh,
That's
is
why
that it?
I tried to sell the apartment. Nobody wanted it.
Because they were like, "Where's the kitchen in this place?" It
was a
opulent,
ballroom.
beautiful.
I bought an old ballroom.
Really?
So in a way, I bought a loft. I did. I bought a big old ballroom and just redid it because I adored it when I walked in. There was a pigeon flying in it. And I was with a friend of mine who I adored, a gay man who's my best friend, just died 2 years ago. And Tommy walked over. He got a caterer in when we saw the kitchen. He's so funny. He said, "How many dinners could you get out of this kitchen?" And the caterer said 48. Tommy said, "She'll buy the place."
Oh, that's the requirement.
That
You have
was
to be able
my
to
friend.
feed that many.
Yes.
The Thanksgiving
that
portion,
great?
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So basically, as you're going through this year in Joan's life, the various holidays, and it was such a eclectic collection of Joan's friends and people who were in New York randomly at that point, maybe performing or whatever. But this long table just filled with what was about.
I have a rule that nobody, if they're an out-of-towner, should be alone at a holiday.
Right.
And I did that when we were in California. No one invited us the first year to Thanksgiving. So from then on, at Thanksgiving in California, where I lived 21 years, you could call me up and say, "Remember me? I'm here from San Francisco. I'm here, it's Thanksgiving." I'd say, "Come," and I always say, "and bring a friend."
Right.
So nobody's standing alone. And we ended up one time, Edgar and I, my husband, we had 64 people to Thanksgiving dinner. And that's when Edgar said, "This is enough."
We're cutting it off.
I would use the F word again. This is enough. We're cutting it off here.
But you have someone who comes in and cooks for you. You're not going to cook all your own
Well,
turkeys.
you know how many chickens and turkeys died that year for us? I felt terrible.
Well, they were going to die at some point.
They're
so,
going to die anyhow.
You want to take a couple calls?
Whatever you want.
All right, perfect. Let's go to Brandy on line 1. Hi,
Good
Brandy.
morning.
You're on with Joan Rivers.
Hi,
Good
Brandy.
morning. First
Good
of all,
morning.
I'd like to say that I am a Sarah and Vinnie addict.
Oh, thanks,
Awesome.
Brandy.
Thank you.
Yes. My question is for Joan.
Yes.
How did you enjoy your stint on Nip Tuck? Because I found that absolutely fascinating that you've actually,
Let me tell you. As a,
and I mean, they're very graphic.
Yeah. So is life, Sandy. But what I loved about Nip Tuck, and which we talk about a little bit in the movie, which is at the film festival this week.
Castro Theater tonight.
Castro Theater tonight. Thank you. Is Nip Tuck was done. They're such good actors, those two, and the director Kelly is now gone on to do Glee. So it was such fun because you were really working with wonderful actors. I had the best time. I did it 3 times. Loved working with.
No, I don't watch that show in particular. Were you? Obviously, famously, you've had some surgeries done. Did you do that on the show?
No, we were going to, which they did, which was hilarious. And then I said, no, their plot was, which is brilliant. He said, I wanted to come on and say, I want to be real for my grandson. Let's see how I'll look going the other way.
Oh.
And then they did a computerized version of what I would look like.
my
I take a
God.
look. That was one of the episodes. I go, are you out of your mind? Put me back so my grandson can see the real me. He would have killed himself. That's what I'm going to look like when I'm older.
And I wanted to also ask you about the incident that happened right after New Year's this year.
Oh, don't start.
Oh, really? No?
No. A Continental Airlines.
Wait, what happened?
You were down in Costa
I was
Rica?
in Costa Rica, and they didn't know who I was. They're from Adam, which is fine.
Right.
Cares. We
Costa Ricans. Joan Rivers not big in
And we-
Costa Rica.
Right, it's
I
a third
have-
world country. They don't have
have an
TVs.
AKA passport, also known as Joan Rosenberg, also known as Joan Rivers, all over the world.
Right.
All over the world. Never was stopped. I'm the last kind of American tourist that the end of the weekend.
Right.
And this woman had just had it with rich American tourists. And I was alone. Melissa had gone on an earlier plane with her boyfriend, my grandson. And I was totally, we had checked in.
You were completely unaccompanied.
All the way through every checkpoint.
Right.
And you're going on the plane, you know, when you do the last thing, they take your ticket and they pull it.
Yep.
And she says to me, we don't believe who you are. And you're not getting on this plane. And I said, no. And all the people are going past, going, Joan, can we take a picture with you? Joan, we love you. She decided I was a terrorist. At 80, I keep saying 80. I'm 76 years old, so old enough. 76-year-old woman standing there with big pieces of luggage, jewelry, Joan Rivers jewelry.
Right.
Wouldn't let me. I kept saying to her, look, I'm not a tourist. First of all, how many terrorists order a kosher meal? Let's start with that. How many people have a bagel taped to their ass? I mean, I'm not a terrorist. And she wouldn't let me through.
So you had to go. So now Joan has $100 on her.
That's all I had.
No
I gave Melissa
ATM
all
card.
the money.
She's alone.
In the middle of Costa Rica, in a small airport, which closed down Sunday nights. And I said, what should I do? She said, come back Friday. Excuse me? Come back Friday. So I got into a truck. A guy, I waved my $100 bill.
You're not alone. Wait, can I just say you're alone?
She was
Alone.
alone.
All alone.
We had gotten all the way through, and Melissa's plane was 2 hours ahead. What's the big deal? I'm all the way through. I'm sitting here, got my book,
Ready to go.
ready to go.
Wow.
I thought she called me to pre-board me, because that's what they do usually with celebrities. Is there a Joan Rivers Rosewood? Oh, I'm going to be pre-boarded. Yes, here I am.
Sorry
You're
about you
not going
callers.
anywhere.
Oh my God.
All right, so you got your $100. I'm sorry.
And the guy drove me 7 hours to San Jose, which is the main city in Costa Rica.
Sure.
Where you got on with no incident.
With no incident. How about that? And meanwhile, your BlackBerry doesn't work, your phone doesn't work. We all forget how relying we are on these things.
Right.
How we rely on them. And so I couldn't even tell Melissa, I'm in a truck with some guy that speaks no English. And I was going, you have, and I'd hold my arms together, babies? You know? And he'd go, huh? I go, trying to reach him on 11.
Right, of course.
You have a wife? You know?
Oh.
And
So you're
it's-
trying to make conversation on the 7-hour trip.
7-hour trip.
So basically you said San Jose,
San Jose.
por favor, with the $100
With the
bill.
In a truck, pickup truck.
Wow. You're like, I can't
It was
be
a
dealing
nightmare.
with this.
It was a nightmare. I kept saying, call the American consulate. What more can you do?
Right.
Call Continental Airlines. They know who I am.
Right.
And then Continental, that's what I'm angry at. They never apologize, and they try to say it was my fault. And I blew up.
How could it be your fault, though? Well, I mean, I'm sure they're just trying to cover their
the
ass.
passport was okay. And then they said, you caused a fuss. You don't cause a fuss in airports. You smile.
Right.
Because they can kill you off. No matter what they do to you when you go through security.
Right, they could take you in back and do a cavity search.
Okay.
That I would like.
Oh.
So, Joan, when we started, I was kind of kissing your ass, and you
go ahead.
absolutely put a stop to it. But what I was trying to say about, you've got Joan Rivers, A Piece of Work, which is just the last 2 years, and I was trying to make a point. Has anyone tried to make a movie about your life?
No.
No one's approached you. You won't let it happen.
Oh, I'd let anything happen.
So
you kidding?
it's not even come up.
I have never been asked to do a sitcom. I've never been asked to do a movie. I've never been asked. I'm always the outsider, which we talk about in the film.
That is shocking.
And do you think that a lot of that stems from you taking on a late night show and not being the backup host for Johnny Carson anymore? You seems like that's sort of a turning point for you in your career.
Huge turning point. Because they went to work on me. I suddenly became John, which, there's so much in the film. We put in a lot. You don't put in a lot. And I also, Carson, I think 2/3 of people that saw Carson are dead. So nobody cares about Carson anymore.
Right.
Nobody even cares about
I didn't even really
Leno.
watch him, but I'm familiar. I'm familiar with the history, and I know people loved him.
He was. You look at him now and you realize how good he is and how bad the others are. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was the best in the business.
So you were on a lot, and you and Johnny actually got close. You were
20 years on that show.
You were the backup host.
I was a backup host, and then they came. And they never paid me well, and they never included me. They never would give me a contract at NBC. I mean, it was insane.
So you're looking out for Joan.
So they came to me and offered me $15 million and a show of my own on Fox. It's time. It's 20 years. And I called Johnny first. That's when it was such a shock. And I said, guess what? And he hung up on me. Never spoke to me again. And then they went to town. I suddenly was a rival. And these guys are tough. Look what Leno did. He killed off Conan. And Conan, ooh, I'm such a good guy. He just killed off Lopez. You know, nobody has noticed that. Oh, look what Leno did. He pushed me out of my spot. Now I'm going to go over to where I'm going, and I'm going to push Lopez out of his spot.
Right.
Oh, well, that's the second half of that. It's business and it's money. And they went to town on me, and it took me years. They started saying she's bad to work with. She didn't call Johnny. It was horrible time in my life. Horrible time in my life.
Well, and then after that, though, you went on. I mean, I used to watch you at a daytime show for a while.
I did anything.
Yeah.
I had a daytime
I
show.
loved the daytime show.
I did too. We won 15 Emmys. La, la, la.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
How long was that show on for?
7 years.
Yeah, that was really, really great.
And
because the nighttime one won a season or two. That didn't go too long.
The nighttime one went 7 months, and they called me in and said, "You can stay, but your husband's fired." It was a whole thing, and it was a Sophie's choice, and I went with my husband.
Right.
And that was on a Thursday. I was off on Friday. Very fast.
Man, they turn it around.
They turn it around.
Oh, am I getting the act? Oh my God!
What do we do?
We just went so long. I'm fascinated.
I'm fascinated with you
So
guys. It's such a
let's-
good time talking to you.
Let's plug the film then. It's
Yes,
tonight. You're
yes.
going to do a Q&A and show
Q&A.
the film.
Show the film, and it's at the Castro.
That's
Castro
right.
Theater.
Part of
Love
the
that theater.
SF Film Festival. And then it opens as of June 11th. You'll be able to find it. So it's so great. If you love Joan, you will love this movie. I have to thank you for the
And-
inside, intimate look at your
I
life.
love you, and if you hate me,
You'll
go and
love
see
it
it. You'll
too.
love it even more.
You know what? We should also mention your TV show. So
Yes,
that's
yes.
on Wednesdays.
every Wednesday called How'd You Get So Rich, second season, and we show how everyone made it on their own, and then how they spend it, and they're all crazy.
And it's on TV Land.
TV Land.
And that's at 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock,
Okay.
TV Land.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very sweet that you mentioned that.
It's very sweet that you came by this
I'm
morning.
thrilled. I love talking to you. It's like friends.
Yay.
And this is your idiot son over here.
Yeah, that's Icky, our idiot son.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Joan Rivers, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Sarah and Vinnie on Alice
at 97.3.